Hello, how are you all doing? So, today's vlog is going to be about internet content creation and how nothing you see on the internet is 100% real, and why that's sometimes an okay thing and sometimes a bad thing.
One look, the heat is rising, and I've been cold for so long. One touch and we're igniting, setting fire to it all.
Alright, so the reason why I decided to do this today is because the other day somebody I know at college did an Instagram stories vlog kind of thing, and at the very end she posted this little disclaimer about how, this isn't like all of her day, she just picked some of the good moments, she didn't show everything. And I'm like, as someone who makes content for the internet regularly, I'm like, yeah, that's just kind of the default state. But then I thought about it again. I'm like, no, you know what? Most people don't know that or don't think about it. It's probably best to have that kind of disclaimer. So then I decided, I should probably kind of talk about this. Because you may or may not realize this, but every piece of content you find on the internet, especially that's created by people who do this regularly, who create things for the internet as like a hobby or a job, every piece of content you find is curated out of that person's life. It's not necessarily a completely accurate picture of their life for various reasons, some of them good, some of them bad. Right, and I figured we should probably get into those reasons and how that works and why. So basically, there are two ways that internet content is curated or cherry-picked or whatever from someone's life. There's what I call the good way or the honest way, and then there's the dishonest, not so good kind of way. So what I call the honest way is when you're doing it because you want to tell a good story, create good content, right? Like, if you're trying to tell a story, a lot of life moments can be distracting from that story, or confusing or misleading, or just don't really go with it. And so you just leave that stuff out. You're not trying to lie to somebody. You're not trying to make them think that your life is something it's not. You're just trying to tell a good story, and all that other stuff doesn't really fit in with that story. This is the way that a lot of good, high-quality vloggers like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, Maddie Hapoya, Cody Wanner, and myself, if I could add myself to that list. That's how we do it. That's what we do. We make stories about our lives, and we curate what goes into them in order to tell the best story. Like, if I'm telling you a story about a recording session I'm engineering, I don't need to show you me having coffee in the morning first, unless that works with the story. Sometimes it does. Sometimes I do that just because I want some more content in the vlog. But I don't need to show you me getting gas on the way, or me forgetting that I didn't have lunch, or any number of things that I can't even think of, because some of this just comes so naturally that after a year and a half of doing it that I don't realize that I'm doing it. But it's not because I'm lying to you. It's because none of those things matter to the story of me engineering a studio session with my grad student friend. Just for one example. That's kind of what I call the honest way to curate moments from your life for content. Now there's also the dishonest way, which is more like what Instagram models do. Not all Instagram models. There are a lot of good Instagram models, don't get me wrong. But a lot of Instagram models do curate moments and from their life, cherry pick things to make their lives seem better than yours, right? That's their goal, is to make you think that they are so much more wealthier and more and happier and more successful than you are. That's the goal of their content. That's just wrong, in my opinion. They are kind of lying to you. They're giving you this illusion that they're some sort of rich, happy, successful jet-setting traveler with no cares or worries in the world, when in reality, they do travel a lot, but like, you know, their life isn't nearly as happy or as glamorous as it looks on Instagram. And sometimes they go further beyond just curating moments from their life and actually like make up stuff to make you think that their life is better. Like if you've ever seen travel influencers, Instagram models that look like they're taking private planes everywhere. They may not be taking private planes everywhere. Private planes are super expensive, but there are a lot of places where you can pay like $50 or $100 for an hour on a set that looks like a private jet, and then have private jet photos to post every time you're traveling somewhere, even though you're traveling economy class, to make people think, oh, this person's, you know, so rich he can afford to travel via a private jet everywhere he wants, when in reality, he's not rich. He just paid $100 for a set for an hour at the beginning of the year and then has content for months. So that's kind of what I would call the dishonest way. You know, it's like, I mean, it is dishonest. I'm not sure why I'm finger quoting, but like they're picking moments and in some cases straight up lying to you to make you think that their life is so much better, when in reality, it's not better, it's just different. I mean, traveling is great, don't get me wrong, but like a lot of them are not nearly as successful as they like to appear on social media. Just to kind of conclude then, I guess, what I'm really trying to say is nothing you see on the internet is 100% real. Everything is at least a little bit curated, but you've got to be aware of why. If it's curated for the purpose of making good content and telling good stories, there are people from all over, right? It's not just vloggers do this, Instagram models do that. There are a lot of vloggers that do it the dishonest way and try to make their lives look like something they're not. There are a lot of Instagram models who curate their content specifically for the purposes of quality and storytelling and not trying to make you jealous or anything. So just beware, make sure that when you're watching a video or looking at Instagram posts, make sure that you think about it and you realize what this person is doing. Are they trying to tell good stories, make good photos, make good videos, write good blog posts, or are they specifically trying to make themselves look good, make themselves look healthier and happier and wealthier and more successful than they actually are? I need to keep that in mind. Because a lot of people can be really depressed by social media because of these kind of things where people make their lives look so much better specifically because they want other people to be jealous of them and think they're special. If you keep in mind that nothing you see on the internet is 100% real, especially on social media, for me at least, that goes a long way to helping me keep my sanity when I'm, you know, immersed in social media content creation stuff. Yeah. I think that's about it. It's not really a vlog this week. It's more of just me talking about an issue that I think is important to talk about. As far as social media goes, there's a lot of other issues I think are important to talk about, but those are other videos for other times. But anyway, be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, hit the notification bell to be notified when I post new videos, and I'll see you guys next week.